Welcome to the Big 3 Championship on CBS Sports. It's presented by State Farm. We're in Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, inside the Staples Center, and we're about to find out which team is best equipped to win the chip. The Killer 3's taking on the Triplets. This is how we got here. Last year's champ, Power, knocked off by the Killer 3's. The Triplets, they knocked off the three-headed monsters, and now they'll play for it all. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer alongside my partner all season long, Jim Jackson. So we got the two best teams in the league, and they both get it done in different ways.
Well, they do. Well, Killer 3's is all about spreading the wealth. There's not one player that's going to beat you, even though Stack, Steven Jackson, kind of their go-to guy. I think Franklin Sessions, C.J. Watson have been a huge improvement from the backcourt perspective that gives them the ability to score. But on the other end of it, of course, is Joe.
Yeah.
Joe is the guy.
Yep.
Single-handedly can win basketball games. Other players are going to have to step up big time if they want to win a championship.
Well, let's take a look at the rosters. They are presented by State Farm. It all centers around ISO Joe Johnson, but Al Jefferson in the post. You've got Jamara Moon and Allen Anderson from distance as well. Let's talk about the Triplets. They've got the league MVP in Joe Johnson, the coach of the year in Lisa Leslie. They've scored the most points. Joe Johnson led the league in assists, 3-pointers, 4-pointers, but everything flows through Joe.
And why wouldn't it? Because Joe Johnson has the unique ability to get himself in position, even on a taller opponent. Keep in mind, he's 6'7", can still score the basketball inside. And when you pay too much attention to Joe, his ability now to attract the defense and then make the correct play. Al Jefferson backdoor has it inside. So not only does Joe Johnson initiate the offense and score, but he led the league in assists as well.
The Killer 3's roster brought to you by State Farm. Well, it's all about Captain Jack, Steven Jackson, and then they flow it through their backcourt. Franklin Sessions, also known as Frank Nitty, and C.J. Watson. And you talking about spreading the wealth, that's what the Killer 3's like to do.
Well, the difference with this team, and I said it, as the season progressed, in previous years, the backcourt wasn't as strong, meaning the guard play. But having C.J. Watson and Franklin Sessions, they complement each other and they assist the role in what Steven Jackson has to play, and they make it actually easier for Josh Powell, Steven Jackson, Dante Green to get open shots.
Well, let's go on the court. Our Michael Rappaport is with both of the head coaches.
Unprecedented access with both coaches playing for this championship. Charles Oakley, Lisa Leslie. First of all, Coach Leslie, what do you guys need to do to stop these Killer 3's?
Well, we're going to have to match their intensity. These guys fight hard, they work hard. And, at the end of the day, it's about who wants it more. It's about the heart and passion. I can draw up all the plays in the world, but we got to match their intensity. It's going to be a fight. We got to get after it.
Oak, you guys are here. You made it to the finals. There hasn't been a lot of hoopla on your team. What are you guys going to do to pull out this victory against Coach Leslie?
It's going to be tough. Joe playing good, Al. We just decided to just get into him, take him out the comfort zone, and, in the game, hope he gets more points than they do.
All right, well, guys, it's an honor. It's a pleasure to be here. Good luck. Good luck. Enjoy it, fellas. Unprecedented access. We're at the final season 3 of the Big 3. Let's go.
Here we go. And there's Captain Jack, Steven Jackson, Joe Johnson. Man, he has been dominant. And for the Triplets, if Joe Johnson scores 20 points, they get a win. They're 6-0 when he scores 20 or more points.
Well, it's because Joe picks his spots too. Okay, a lot of it has been second half when he's been able to isolate and get himself in a position to score the basketball. I think the key here is the Triplets have started off slow, okay, in the past. And against this Killer 3 team, you can't allow yourself to get down early and try to expend a lot of energy in the second half trying to get back.
There's Joe Johnson. And right away he goes to the cup and he's going to the line.
Yeah, and I think Allen Anderson with the great play, and the Triplets are asking for a goaltend afterwards. And I think Allen Anderson is the key to the Triplets, if they want to win this championship, his ability to be able to knock down open jump shots, what that does is open up the court a lot more for Joe to be able to isolate himself in the middle of the court. The help has to stay home, and now he can get to the basket. The ball is off, and that is goaltending because it's off the backboard first.
So basket's good for Joe Johnson. He's got 2, and he'll go to the line and shoot 1.
And I think when you have a scorer like Joe, and I think this goes back to why Killer 3's are a better team this year. If your teammates can make it easier on you to do your job, now you become more efficient. And that's what C.J. Watson and Franklin Sessions have done for Steven Jackson, where now he doesn't have to try to do everything. With Joe, if Anderson can knock down shots, Janelle Pargo comes in and makes plays, it makes it easier on Joe.
One of the things they said the Triplets going to have to rebound. They said Killer 3's have the best rebounding guards in the league. Al Jefferson on the block. Wanted that foul. Here's Captain Jack. Steven Jackson misses the 3. Anderson. Got it. 6-0 Triplets.
It's funny. Pre-game early, Anderson was working specifically on those corner 3-point shots, and they paid dividends right there. They're able to knock that first one in.
That jumper's cash money by Josh Powell.
And that's the added benefit of having a C.J. Watson right there. Not only the ability to break down the defense, but then to make the right decision. Powell just was able to spot up right there and knock in that open jump shot.
Anderson drives, goes under the rim, lays it up and in. You talked about the importance of Allen Anderson. There you see it. He's got a quick 5.
Well, you saw the jump shot, but then having the size right here on C.J. Watson, able to get to the baseline and then finish on the opposite side. Again, added bonus when Allen Anderson is scoring the ball.
Joe Johnson to Anderson. Back to Joe for 4. Short. C.J. Watson now with the rock. In the lane, yes. 8-4 our score.
Yeah.
First team to 25, we go to the half.
And I like that decision. That time C.J. Watson could have stepped back and shot a 3, but he felt more comfortable putting it on the deck and attacking the basket.
Here's Joe Johnson working on Steven Jackson. Knocked away. Jefferson, the jumper, no. Powell working on Joe Johnson. Reversed it and missed it.
Yeah, but Joe pulled the chair out on Powell.
And the block by Steven Jackson.
There's going to be a matchup going back and forth all day.
Steven Jackson told me he's got the secret sauce when it comes to guarding Joe Johnson. He said, we're not double teaming him. I'm going to guard him.
Well, that's Jack, though. You know, I mean, he's played like that. He understands how to play Joe. Again, trying to guard somebody one-on-one is always difficult, but
Allen Anderson. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Speaking of which, how about the move on the baseline by Anderson?
He's got 7 of the Triplets' 10 points. Here's Steven Jackson now. Captain Jack, crossover, count it, and he'll go to the line.
If we go back and play, we talked about the importance of other guys stepping up. Allen Anderson right now feeling C.J. Watson, but again, the quick shimmy move, baseline, reverse, and then Steven Jackson sizing up Al Jefferson, able to get his shoulder around the corner, try to complete a 3-point play.
Lead is just 3 here for the Triplets. And expect Jackson and Johnson to go at it all afternoon long. Here's ISO Joe. Fades, got it. Joe Johnson. He's got 5. The lead is 5. It is Championship Sunday here in Los Angeles. The Big 3 on CBS. Well, who's a bigger legend here in L.A. than Big 3 co-founder Ice Cube? 2 years ago, got the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You saw the late iconic director John Singleton and rapper Dub C help Cube with the unveiling. Karan Butler sitting courtside, along with the King, LeBron James. Trying to take over Taco Tuesday. And let's take a look at our Dove Men Plus Care career bio on Mr. Versatile himself, Captain Jack Steven Jackson. Played 14 seasons in the league, won a championship with the Spurs. Hey, he'll be the first to tell you, he won on every level. State championship. He says now he wants a Big 3 championship as well.
Well, you mentioned this. Stack was here early when you got here.
A little bit after 9 in the morning.
9 o'clock in the morning, getting himself ready and pumped up, for this championship game. And see Steven Jackson right there, how serious he takes this. I mean, he's been playing with an injured knee all year, okay? But his commitment, not just to the league, but to his teammates, is what's driven him to continue to play through that pain and yet still be effective, get his team to a championship game.
He's got ISO Joe. Johnson fades again. Missed that one. Anderson for 3. In and out. Johnson off the glass.
That time, that was his size right there. Joe Johnson able to push Steven Jackson under the basket a little bit to get that offensive rebound and then power right through him to get that 2 inside.
Well, we talked about getting shots up. 9 o'clock LA time. And look, there was Steven Jackson. Already had a lather on. Only guy on the court getting shots up this morning here at the Staples Center.
This league has grown so much over the last 3 years. And it's
Steven Jackson.
Well, it's guys like that, Steven, that don't talk about it but be about it in regards to putting in the work, being available every game, practicing, doing all those little things from a leadership perspective that guys always talk about. And especially when you have a newly formed league, you need to have guys that are very dedicated to the game, and Steven Jackson is just that.
Here's Joe. Shakes, fades, got it. Oh, we going one-on-one. Stack and Joe.
Well, one thing you got to do, if you're going to guard Joe Johnson one-on-one, you can't allow him to kind of get himself. You see offensive foul right here. As Joe gets closer to the rim, he's able to use that big body on Jack and get right over the top. Again, it's a little fadeaway, and if you're Steven Jackson, okay, you can live with the fadeaway jump shot. But if you're able to push Joe out a little bit further, now instead of that being a 7-foot turnaround jump shot, it may be a 12-foot jump shot.
Again, they go inside to Joe. He missed it. Dante Green follows it up. Lead is just 2. First team to 25, we go to the half. Here's Joe. Double team. Now working right on Stack. Drive. He tried to kick that out to Jamario Moon.
But more than anything, I think Joe's a little frustrated here. A lot of reaching going on in there. Got fouled at the end. And the ball did go off of Joe. And I think the official's right there on the baseline, the official. Didn't say they're going to take a look at it right now. It should be an easy call for the officials because they didn't call the foul. And Joe had last possession of it.
Well, it's been one heck of a week and one heck of a season for Joe Johnson. As we get another look, here's the hat, the There was no foul call.
That's good defense right there by C.J. Watson, but then an arm gets caught up in there. That's a foul. Then the second foul from Steven Jackson. And you rarely see, even on that, Joe had every right to complain about a foul, but he didn't.
There's Joe Johnson. What a week it's been for him. He had a tryout, got a call from the Sixers, had a workout with them. He said it went extremely well. He says he still has a workout with the Clippers, the Bucks, and the Nuggets coming up.
And we have a reversal. Charles Oakley wins this challenge, that the ball did go out on triplets, so the 3's able to get possession.
Here's C.J. Watson. There's Steven Jackson.
Yeah, back to Joe. Well, I thought Jack had opportunities to get in, and
sometimes you gotta use your head, man.
Yeah, man, heady player. You know what I mean?
That jumper's no good. Here's Joe Johnson now. Mario Moon, just too tall.
Well, but also too because
Jay
Allen
Watson.
Anderson knocked down a jump shot early. That time, Dante Green, he couldn't leave Anderson to go inside, even though it was a mismatch.
Jack tried the three. Here's Joe. Got it! Joe Johnson's heating up. He's got 12. And all of a sudden, the lead has bulged to 7 for the Triplets. First team to 25, we go to the half. You know, some mysteries can't be explained. The original series, Evil, it premieres Thursday, September 26th, right here on CBS. Oh, I'll tell you, Joe is starting to cook. 5 of 9 from the field. He's got 12 points.
You're talking about evil.
Yeah.
I mean, he's evil because he puts so much pressure on you on the offensive end. And again, some guys you just can't stop. You just have to make them less efficient. You know, by playing in the league for 14 years, trying to stop a guy one-on-one, especially a very talented player, is virtually impossible. So if they're going to get their buckets, they're going to get their points, the idea is to make them really earn it and be less efficient in their process of trying to score a bunch of baskets.
Well, this guy can get buckets. Franklin Sessions, known as Frank Nitty.
Home in LA.
Yep.
Means a lot to him too, in regards to him playing on this stage.
Allen, the kick out. Joe misses the 3. Nitty, the board. Biggest lead of the game here for the Triplets, 7. 4 on the shot clock. Green's got to get it up 1. That's a shot clock violation by the Killer 3.
Yeah, great defense that time by the Triplets in regards to keeping the ball in front and also keeping the ball close to the sideline, not allowing Green to kind of get some penetration to the middle. So great defense overall.
Joe is calling for it. Moon, the drive, nothing. Nitty lays it in.
That's one way to kind of fight off the jitters right there if you're Frank Nitty. Always easier to get to the free throw line and get a nice little layup to get those juices flowing.
That pass too hot for Allen Anderson.
Yeah, a little miscommunication right there. Tough pass, but inside just misses. Yeah.
Here's Nitty. He's best attacking the rim. That's exactly what he does. Missed it, follows up his own miss and missed it again. Joe. Mario Moon grimaces a little bit. His leg flared out. Looks like he stretched that hamstring.
Yeah, you saw in the last possession, too. You talked about Nitty's ability to get to the basket. He would prefer to put it in attack, and Jamario Moon understood that and gave Nitty some room. So once he brought himself into the lane, Moon had the advantage from a height perspective.
Allen Anderson misses the jumper. Here's Steven Jackson. Stack 5, dunks it home. Lead is just 3, and Jack has got 10.
Now the marquee players are stepping up big time, and Steven Jackson not going to settle for a jump shot. He's able to get past Joe Johnson, and Allen Anderson hugged up against Dante Green, not able to come inside and take away that easy two by Steven Jackson. Great move.
Approved.
No doubt.
You can see Charles Oakley talking to his guys. He knows his team is at its best when he's got at least 3 guys in double figures and things are flowing through his backcourt. That's when the killer 3's are at their best.
On the ability, again, in the 3-on-3 situation, if you can get past your first defender, now the backside, the back line has to make a choice. Do I step in and help, take away a layup, give up a 3-point shot? What do I do? And that's why it's very important that you have guards, one, that are quick and can get by you, but also guards that have the ability to knock down jump shots.
That jumper's no good. Moon, the offensive glass. And knocked away by Dante Green. So Jerrio Gibson has checked in for the Triplets.
Listen, see how quick I caught that pass? Come on, man.
Oh, man, them hands.
I still got it.
Always.
I just ain't jumping,
I don't question that.
It just hurts a little bit more when you come down after you jump.
Here's Jamario Moon for 3. It's short.
Great defense by Frank Nitty.
Steven Jackson lays it in. And now he and Joe Johnson. High scores with 12.
Well, and those are the little plays right there. Franklin Sessons could have easily given up on that play, but because of the hustle, he was able to get a piece of it. As a result, Steven Jackson able to cash in on it.
Joe pulls, got it. You see him, he looked, he said, come on, let's go. 14 points now for Joe. He's the high scorer. Jackson attacks him, went by him, but lost it. And Joe lays it in. We go to the half. Joe Johnson's got 16. When he scores 20 or more, the Triplets win.
Well, Steven Jackson, the isolation right here, gets by Joe, and Joe with the quick hands at the end to knock it away.
We got one half down. Who's going to be the Big 3 champs? Will it be the Killer 3's or the Triplets? Second half when we come back. Certainly our thoughts and prayers are with those who are affected by the hurricane. We're in Los Angeles, Hollywood. You're watching the Big 3 Championship presented by State Farm. Brian Custer alongside Jim Jackson and Triplets. 3-point lead here at the half, and it has been a half what we thought it was going to be. 2 of the best scorers and competitors going at it, mano a mano, Joe Johnson and Steven Jackson.
Yeah, both in double figures. Steven Jackson 16, Joe Johnson 14 points, Joe Johnson 16. But I think the difference is Allen Anderson stepped up early on. 7 early points allows Joe to beat Joe. Now look for the second half. Let's take a look and see if Charles Oakley adjusts the defense a little bit more to shed some more attention based around Joe Johnson, because by himself, Joe can beat you. Steven Jackson is doing a really good job. But like I said before, it's tough to stop a very talented player one-on-one, have to make him less efficient. But once again, having Allen Anderson step up early attracted some attention, but also had the ability now to open up the court for Joe Johnson.
Here's Joe. He's got 16. Steven Jackson's got 14. We got one half to determine who's going to be the Big 3 champions.
And it's interesting to start the second half. Steven Jackson is on the bench, and along with C.J. Watson. So Coach Charles Oakley chose to start Session and also Green in the second half.
Here's Frank Nitti. They go to Dante Green, working on Allen Anderson. Spins, turns, missed it.
Yeah,
Jefferson snags the board.
Yeah, great D that time by Anderson. And that's what you want if you're a perimeter player playing against a post guy. You want him to take a fadeaway, shot inside.
Here's Joe Johnson. 3, fade, got it. He's no average Joe. Eight-point lead for the Triplets, a fading 3.
Put that man on the roster.
Man.
NBA.
Snags a board. And that fouls on Josh Powell. We take another look at his fade 3.
Well, that's just clearing space right there. That rhythm dribble. And again, you got to respect Joe that he can put it on the deck and get by you. So Powell gave him too much room. And that rhythm dribble allowed Joe to get right into his shot.
Inside, Al Jefferson shot blocked. Josh Powell lays it up and in. Joe Johnson has got 19 points. 1 away. Again, if he scores 20 or more, the Triplets win. They're unbeaten. 6-0 when he scored 20 or more.
He better bring some help, I tell you that.
Shakes, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line.
And the patience, two things on this move here. The patience once he realized that he had a smaller defender on him. But then the recognition of where the double team was coming from, the middle, from Powell, allowed him now to spin baseline right here. He sees it, a little pump fake, get the contact, get the shot up. That's just intelligent basketball.
And that one rolls out. So the lead remains 6. First team to 50. You win it. Here's Nitti. Drew League legend. Fades in the lane. Missed everything.
One thing Joe I don't think, get a lot of credit for. When we were in Phoenix, Joe did just that, which is play defense on the opposing team's starting point guard. And did an excellent job of using his length to negate maybe the quickness that the opposing point guard may have had over Joe.
Mario Moon will check back in. Al Jefferson will check out. Here's Joe Johnson. Inside to Anderson. Working on Watson. They kick out to Moon. He's got an open 3.
That time the double team paid off inside.
Dante Green. Jump hook. Missed it.
And everything was right there for Dante Green with the move inside, but not able to finish that layup.
Here's Joe. Green's got him. The drive. Oh, that's easy money. Joe Johnson. He's got 21 now. Lead is 8. Here's Steven Jackson. To Dante Green for 4. Moon. He'll go to the line.
There's a good pickup, too, to add to Mario Moon to this Triplets team. Because what he gives you is length. He can stretch the court. He's an excellent rebounder. And he can make plays off the dribble, either for himself or for his teammates.
Knocks down the free throws. The lead is now 10. Again, first team to 50 wins this game. Moon played with the 3-headed Monsters last season. Drafted by the Ghost Ballers this season as C.J. Watson lays it in. 4 for C.J. 8-point lead for the Triplets. Triplets, one of the expansion teams of the Big 3 this year. One of the 4 new teams. Just 1 loss this season. Moon can't find the range from 3. Steven Jackson. Got it. Lead is just 5. Jack has got 17.
Well, quick decision by C.J. Watson. Stack able to line it up and let it go. If it's free as for me, give me 3 in the corner.
And Steven Jackson is our Barstool Sports moment of the game. We take a look at his defense in this block.
Well, Jack said he wanted the challenge of guarding Joe Johnson one-on-one, and right on this particular play, Steven Jackson got the better of Joe Johnson, that block shot. Normally out of a timeout, Lisa Leslie loves to draw up a play to kind of get Joe in a situation where he gets isolated or is a quick slip. So let's see out of the timeout what the option is offensively here.
Here's Joe. Back down Steven Jackson. Steps through in the lane, missed it. Moon flies in and missed the follow, but he'll go to the line.
And that's the added value of having Jamario Moon right there, okay? The length, I talked about his ability to rebound the ball. Now you clean up the missed shot, get yourself in a position. Moon does. Excellent timing, and then get to the free throw line.
And missed the free throw. Convert. Got to. 5-point lead. Killer 3's on a 5-0 run. Here's C.J. Watson. High off the glass. Make that a 7-0 run. And the lead is now just 3. C.J.'s got 6. Anderson. Kick out. Moon again from 3. Got that one. Let's check in with our Michael Rappaport. What you got, Rap?
All right, I'm down here with Meta World Peace. You're watching this game. Your former team, the Killer 3's, are out here. What do you make of this game, Meta?
It's a fun game, man. You know, had to support them. I wore my shorts today, too, my Big 3 shorts. So, I mean, Frank Sessions, what a hell of a story, you know?
And what do you played against Joe Johnson? How good is Joe Johnson?
Joe's great. Joe's always been really good. I mean, he can do everything. Handle, shoot, post up. I hope he get back in the league one day.
All right, well, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you at the Big 3 in State.
Hey, shout out to my hood, Queensbridge. What's really good? We in the building, 10th Street. What's up?
Queensbridge is in the house.
4-point lead for the Triplets. That's right. Meta World Peace, Ron Artest. He played with the Killer 3's last season. Here's Joe in the lane. Missed it. Dante Green. Pulls. Short. Inside, Jamario Moon. And that's why Joe Johnson also leads the league in assists.
Now, Coach Oakley wants to see if he
clear it?
Clearing violation.
They're going to check. We're coming down to the end of the championship game. You're watching the Big 3 Championship presented by State Farm. And this is what they're playing for. The Julius Erving Championship Trophy given out to the winner of this championship game.
It looks like we may have a reversal on that last play, Brian.
So it was a clearing violation. There's no basket. They say what they're reviewing right now is a 3 that they gave credit to earlier. They wanted to check to make sure that was indeed a 3, that he wasn't on the line. So trying to get the score straight.
Well, this break also gives us a chance to say congratulations to Lisa Leslie for being the Coach of the Year.
Second straight year that a female has won Coach of the Year in a men's professional basketball league.
But to me, it's no coincidence that you have back-to-back women who have won that award, but also have their team in a position to win a championship. And the reason why I say that is because the coaching demeanor in which Nancy Lieberman and also Lisa Leslie have, it allows them to communicate with their team in a way where it's not a lot of friction. The guys respect it, but then their knowledge and ability to put in place X's and O's, the execution part of it, is why last year Power was so dominant. And this year, even with Joe Johnson being ISO Joe, Lisa strategically calls and inputs plays that allows this Triplets team to be a tough guard all around the court.
Snoop Dogg sitting courtside as C.J. Watson misses that 3. As you can see, they reviewed a 3 from the Triplets. And so now the lead is just 6. Dante Green follows it up, powers it in.
Well, actually, Dante Green did a good job of not really creating contact when he went over the back of Allen Anderson, then maintained his balance and able to finish that basket inside.
4-point lead for the Triplets. Anderson and Jackson from the corner. C.J. Watson misses. Oh, here's Joe. The drive, watch the floater, dips it off to Jamario Moon, and he'll go to the line.
And just a little something, when C.J. Watson was in the corner, he wasn't really balanced. He had to take that dribble that threw off his shot. And when you do that, you miss. Joe Johnson then able to attack quickly off the dribble to a cutting Jamario Moon inside. Not able to finish, but picked up the foul, now able to get to the free throw line.
So here's Jamario Moon. He's got 7. Make that 9. The lead for the Triplets is 6. First team to 50 wins. You got to win by 2 in the Big 3. CJ high and nothing but net.
That's twice now with CJ. We saw him earlier, high off the backboard over a contested hand of Jamario Moon. And that one right there, another high arcing shot.
Joe Johnson got right past Josh Powell. Joe's got 23. Triplets 41-35. 9 points away from victory. Joe snags another board. Clears it and goes to work on Josh Powell. Oh, crossover, pull up. Jackson lost it. Got it back. Attacks. And got it. Steven Jackson going hard to the cup.
I like that he didn't force up or settle for taking a three-point shot. And he went off the dribble and attacked and was able to contort his body inside and finish.
Powell reaches in. You're going to call that foul on Joe Johnson.
Yeah, a little frustration foul that time by Joe Johnson, not getting the foul called for himself. You see right here, a little reach inside right there, and there's no way he was going to let C.J. Watson.
Here's Steven Jackson. He'll pull. Steven Jackson having a nice back and forth with the crowd. Captain Jack. I think they're going to take a look to see if we should shoot three.
And that one, too, wasn't a rip-through shot because the ball was up, and they're saying that he got hit on the top of his shot, which is a lot different than a rip-through when it's a reach and then the foul. So up right there.
What's his right foot?
Foot on the line.
Yep.
Great camera action right there.
How about those Nipsey Hussle shoes?
Nice. Jordans, too, at that.
Here's Steven Jackson. He has scored double digits in all 8 games he's played this season. He's got 19 tonight. Knocked down both free throws. There's the shoes of the late great Nipsey Hussle. Tribute to him, who did so much for the Crenshaw area here. 2-point lead for the Triplets. Oh, and they're going to call an offensive foul.
Well, it was 2 occasions when the first attempt, when C.J. Watson went off, he got thrown off. And this one here, Joe with the hip. It's not a lot, but it's enough for the official to feel that it was an offensive foul.
Oh, C.J. to Dante. Missed the 3.
Numbers.
Here's Joe, wide open. Missed it.
Joe that time leaning, knowing he had that shot, not really squared up on that jump shot.
Jack.
I tell you what, Killer 3's got a break right there, because if they don't call that C.J. Watson out of bounds, now you got a 2-on-1 on the backside. It could have been an easy layup for Triplets.
Joe working on Stack. 5 on the shot clock. Anderson.
Beautiful.
Good look. Moon missed it. Follow though. Stripped. Got it back. Missed it again. He'll go to the line.
Great hustle on both ends. Allen Anderson unselfishly gives it up. Stack. Steven Jackson rotates over. Jamario Moon stays with it. Second, third effort to get himself to the free throw line.
Now Jefferson.
They know how important it is,
Absolutely.
man.
Every point counts here, and he knocks those down. 4-point lead. First team to 50 wins. Win by 2.
Yeah, and let's see if Coach Oakley can get his guys to be able to put themselves in a position to get multiple stops from the
Over
defensive end.
12,000 have come out here to the Staples Center, Jim Jackson, to watch this championship game.
It's a lot of love in this building. For Q, for the players, for the league. Look at that.
And a host of stars sitting courtside. Here's Joe, working on Stack. 5 on the shot clock.
Beautiful.
Extra pass. Anderson, corner. No. But he runs it down.
Yeah, that was excellent offense. You just didn't make the shot, but now you're in a position again for the Triplets.
Wide open. Missed it. Got his own board. Fades. And gets the roll.
Again, championships are won not just by your key player or players. It's the other guys that kind of fill that void in the role, and that's what Allen Anderson is doing right now for the Triplets.
He's got 11. Joe working on Dante Green. Pulls. Got it. Joe Johnson. 25 for Joe. C.J. Watson lost it off his foot. The Triplets can win it with a 3. And everyone in the building knows where the ball's going. Everyone's standing up here at the Staples Center. Joe Johnson going one-on-one with Stack.
Stack was not going to let him get that shot. He was reaching from the beginning. Again, they're not in the penalty yet.
That was a reach-in, so it'll be side out of bounds.
Side out of bounds.
Even though they're in the bonus.
Yep.
Here. And Stack knocked that one out.
Yeah, Lisa
Leslie, she's going to call a timeout. She wants to talk about it. The coach of the year wants to design a play. She's made over 16 plays for this team. The Triplets, the expansion team of the league, looking to claim their first Big 3 championship.
And here's the decision you have to make if you're Charles Oakley and the Killer 3's. If Joe Johnson happens to get the ball in the middle or isolates, do you want to be able to press up on him, force him to take the 2 and not the 3? You know what I mean? You don't want to give up an open 3-point shot to end the game, give yourself a chance defensively. But Joe is so good at creating space once he gets the ball behind the 3-point line that I would crowd him a little bit more to force him to put it down, not give him a 3-point look.
Triplets on a 6-0 run. 7-1 on this season. Looking for the champion. Joe for the win. Got it! He's no ordinary Joe. The Triplets have won the Big 3 championship. Joe Johnson with 28 points. He's been the best player all season long. Lisa Leslie's been the best coach. The Triplets are the best team in the league. Your 2019 Big 3 champions.
Once again, yes, it's Joe Johnson that finished the deal, but again, out of the timeout, Lisa Leslie draws up a little simple pick play to free Joe Johnson to get open behind the 3-point line. A little miscommunication by Killer 3's. You give Joe too much space. As you know, and I know, we've seen it. He'll make you pay.
Triplets close Jim Jackson on a 9-0 run, capped by Joe Johnson in this 3.
Well, again, Dante Green not being up on the pick didn't allow Steven Jackson enough time to get back, and Stack didn't want to foul at that point. Wasn't able to contest the shot. Again, it's a simple play, but yet and still it's one of those effective plays drawn up in the timeout that make the case for why, again, Lisa Leslie was named Coach of the Year.
Over 30 family members and friends for Lisa Leslie, who grew up 15 minutes from Staples Center as LeBron James looks on. The Triplets claim the Big 3 championship. When we come back, they'll get the Julius Erving Championship Trophy. It's the Big 3 here on CBS.